Okay. Yakima Indian Reservation. This is the map of the Bigfoot course in 2000. Alright, shut up. Oh, look, there's one repeater right there. Another repeater way down here. Just, you know, in case you're interested. This shows the, if we click on that, we'll see that that's something that it's not going to show me. Anyway, that's Council Bluff. And of course we know that Council Bluff was moved to down here somewhere, which we could probably find just by looking at the roads. But anyway, that's not what I'm here for. What I want to do is I want to give you an overview of the two places that I worked in 2021 Bigfoot. 2019 Bigfoot never happened. Or 2020 Bigfoot never happened and 2019 did. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I was at this here, which is Windy Ridge, or Windy Ridge as my friends call it, because it's such a windy road to get up there, right? And so there will be a video about that. When you get in here, we'll look at the satellite view. You'll see that when you get to Windy Ridge, here's the parking lot up here, and there's this huge long spur that the runners have to go down and then return on in order to head over to Johnston Ridge, which is a little plus sign somewhere. There it is, Johnston Ridge. Okay, so let's wait for it to redraw again. In some of the video, you'll see some video I shot down in this area here on this spur. This spur is kind of a long hike, and if we throw it into 3D view, you'll see that from the parking lot you go uphill, up, and then down, all the way down into this area. All through here is some really breathtaking stuff, because it's, you know, it's like straight down, it seems, you know, obviously not. So this is Spirit Lake up here. You see Johnston Ridge over here, and if we rotate it a little more, you see there's the crater, and once again here's the parking lot. Up at the top of the parking lot is another parking lot, and there's a gate right there. You can't drive on this. It is a road. Okay, and there's a little science station right here with some interesting detection devices there. And then runners run along here. There's a little bit of blue line. Run, walk, whatever, you know. And along here. And if you're me, you come all the way over to this spot where it was shady, and you sit down and you fiddle with your phone because you've accidentally locked the keyboard and you can't remember how to unlock it. You take off your sunglasses so you can see the phone, the HT. Sorry, not a phone. I'm talking on HT, right? And then you leave your sunglasses there. So the next day you've got to, you know, hike all the way back out here to get your $80 sunglasses. But yeah, whatever. I enjoyed the trip. So this is kind of downhill all through here, and the trail, the markers that are used to make this KML file should have used the same markers for both of these, because you don't, the split and the sign for the trail is right here, and that's where the road officially ends. And you've got this big wash here, and it's quite impressive because you don't know it's here until you do the hike. And so there is this trail that goes up from right about here, goes up on this ridge, and it'll take you over to what my hiker friends call the Plains of Abraham. Would have been fun to go over there. Let's spin this thing around so you can see. The Plains of Abraham are on that ridge. Follow that ridge over to the left side of the screen. Follow that ridge, and end up down on the other side of this. Okay, and apparently this is the Plains of Abraham. This is where the wash starts that they were racing down. So we're looking south now, right? And a friend of mine had just hiked around this the weekend before, and so he was telling me about it. So this is the trail that you could take up along this ridge here, down this ridge, and across, and so on. Oh, wait, no, I got lost. Sorry. It's this one here. Yeah. What did we do before we had Google Maps? So anyway, we're looking south. This is the place where the two trails meet. If I tip it a little bit, we'll see the colors show up again. Colors show up again, please. It takes a second. When we were there, in fact, it looks like, yeah, there's some science people that will come down here, biologists. They'll come down here and park vehicles down here, and then they'll do research on what's growing. There's a big project apparently to try to regrow, oh, you know, the stuff, the native plants that were there, and try to force something that should naturally happen to happen faster than it would naturally happen after a natural volcano happens. I don't know, my bias is showing a little bit there, but that's fine. We should take care of our environment. I don't have a problem with that. So let's follow this little road back up here and spin it around a little bit. Okay, so here's the spur going along the side of this ridge, and then you get up to this point here where that's the Great Sunglasses Lost place, and then you come to the top. This is where the ridge, the hike between where the trail splits and you have to return, you know, this is a high spot, and then you're going downhill, down, and right, you can fast forward past all this because my talking is not all that interesting, I know. So there's the little science station, which is not in view. There's Johnston Ridge. It's interesting to point out, if I may distract you for a second and go back here. When I was down here in the hole, it really is a hole. When you're down here, okay, and there's the trail comes down. When you're here, really simplex to Johnston Ridge is the only thing you've got, because there's no way radio signal gets out of here to any of the repeaters, at least from an HT. But you got like line of sight to Johnston Ridge, so it was really nice to be able to talk to them. Later on in the race, we actually had somebody up. Let's see if I can reproduce where that was. They were somewhere up along in here. One of the runners, I can't remember the number, was reported to have just stopped and put an emergency blanket on and just couldn't really go any further. And you know, that's just a little far for me to go. Yeah, somewhere up in here there's a place they call Oasis, and there's no water stops marked on this particular KML, but somewhere up in here, and I was like, you know, I don't mind going here, but you know, hiking all the way over there, now we're getting, you know, a few miles. But our aide captain went there. He you know, is endurance runner, so he was all about it. And also Medic 1 made this trip and brought people back along with the sweeps. So by the end of this stage, that's what we had. So this is 2021 Bigfoot from Windy Ridge, and there will be video about it, but probably not that much about how a normal aid station runs. The aid station is usually parked right here, so we see them come down, they get aid, put their feet up, pound in some calories, and then they take off. So that's the name of that tune, and then you can watch the video and know kind of what's going on. I'll try to put them together in some sane kind of way.